Hey, what's good? I'm doing a interesting video for you guys. So, for this video, I want to kind of discuss whether horses can be like budget, where you can make like a budget horse commander deck, essentially. So, that's essentially what I'm going to do in this video is going over kind of how you can possibly make a horse commander deck basically budget friendly. So, yeah. So, I'm setting stuff aside to show you guys what you could possibly use for a horse commander deck. So essentially, all the horses are essentially cheap except for Crescent Summer, but that's like $5-7, something like that. 5 to 7 essentially. And then the rest of the stuff, like lands, stuff like that, are relatively cheap too. So, you could probably get away with a decent commander deck for essentially like maybe $100, maybe a little bit less than that. That's just a rough estimate right now. And I'll fully explain more here in just a few minutes on what stuff that you could possibly pick up and use for a deck, for a horse commander deck. So, almost done here. I probably should have had this ready beforehand, but, well, that's okay. Okay, so here's the stuff that you could possibly pick up for cheap. So this was roughly like $4 or $5 from online. Sheridan and Mossy, I think these are 4 to 5, roughly, I think. So Cavern Souls, this is like 30 to 40, so it's definitely a lot, but it's one that you definitely need for horses. So, and that'd be probably the only land that you probably want to have right at the moment for a budget build. I think Manifold Key is like $1. Soul Rings are probably $1. Commander Sphere is probably 50 cents or $1. Same thing with Chromatic Lantern. Farseek has different printing, so you can probably get one for like $1. Same thing with Arcane Signet. This, I'll set those to the side. This is about $10 and does help quite a bit too. So it's one that you don't really have to have for the deck, but it does help. So Wildcard Tower is probably $1. So Courtyard's probably $1. Fault Lines, roughly $1 or $2. And it also combines with another horse card, which I'll show you guys here in a few minutes. True Conviction's probably $10 maybe. So it's one that definitely helps as well. That you definitely need. I mean, you don't have to have it, but it does essentially help. So, Authority of the Consoles does help as well. So, and then Exotic Orchard is probably like $1 or $2. So, I think. So these are all kind of just like rough estimate prices I think are what these cards are worth. So it's not exact. So, but I'll set this stuff over to the side. And then how many hosts you definitely need, and this is about like $8. So roughly about 8, roughly about 30 to 40, probably 2 to 5, or $2 $5 roughly. Roughly probably about 6 or 7. So you have 40, 50, probably 56, 57, 60. If you get these are probably they're roughly 10, so probably $20. So you're probably at about 70 there. And then these are essentially cheap. I mean, the soaring maybe like $2 or $3, but the rest of it should be cheap. So you're essentially at like 73-ish. Across the summer is about 5 to 7, so probably roughly 70 there. And then the rest of these are just cheap. For all of this, so you could probably get this for like maybe $1 or $2 for the horse stuff. But this is what I was talking about with the flat line is that's essentially a board wipe. Now there's other ones that you can throw in the deck, but I haven't really done that. The only one that I really use is Psychonic Rift, but that's $30-$40, so it's kind of not out of in the range of for this video. But it's essentially an alternate board wipe that you can get for cheap. That's like essentially 2 cards. So that's what I was trying to go for there, was a cheaper alternative for someone to use. So, but yeah, that's, and then basically things that you can get for like 10-20 cents. So you get basically what you need for maybe $5 max, maybe 10, something like that. And then if you get the outer lands, like to Courtyard, maybe Unclaimed Territories, like another $2, 2 to 3, roughly. You could essentially set yourself up with a $100 like commander deck that is horses that are pretty fun, actually. I know Lightning Mare's like $1, maybe less than that, maybe like 50 cents. Some of the other commander ones are maybe 2 to 3, maybe $1 or something like that. But yeah, you could essentially make a decent horse commander deck for roughly $100. I will include one more card that does help that I have in here that I will show you guys for the deck that you can use. Maybe I don't have it in here. Okay, well, you can play Counterspell, which is it essentially is the same cost as this. It's like 2 mana, and then you just counter target spell. So that's the other thing that you can throw in the deck is a few counter spells, like negate, counterspell, maybe Essence Scatter is another one. So, and then the commander, you could pick up like a normal copy of this for like $2, maybe $3. So you could have a good commander and a pretty decent commander, or a horse commander build too, for essentially cheap. The other alternative that you guys can use if you don't want to use Kinrith is Shadowfax, which is just as good. So, up to you guys on what you want to do, but this is essentially best I can do, or best I can explain to you guys on how to make a budgetary kind of horse banner deck that someone can probably enjoy for, a while. So, and then once you guys get more good stuff, then you can improve upon it. Like, I have with my horse Eldrazi build, I think it's probably close to $600, maybe more than that, in just the good cards by themselves. So yeah. So, but that's more of a expensive build. But for you guys, this is basically what I've come up with for a budgetary friendly build. Like I said, this would be probably the only expensive piece out of it, and the rest of it is probably maybe $20 or less for the rest of it. So, but yeah, so that's basically it for the video. Thank you guys for watching. I hope that this helped any new players that watch this video. Because that's essentially what I kind of made this for, is new players. Try to, if you're stuck on a deck or don't know what to make, hopefully this helps with getting you started with a possible budgetary deck that you can make for roughly $100 and have fun with. So yeah, so that's basically it. Thank you all for watching, and I will catch you all in the next video. Alright, thank you guys.